Welcome, everyone. See where we're at. Welcome, everyone. Just going to shout out the live here in a sec. Let's see. Shout out to Nate, all the way in Australia, dude. Shout out to Nate, man. Let's see. Shout out to Non-Toxic. We, I guess, just so happened to start the live at 2:22 my time, by the way. Sec. We got to talk about CERN, by the way, because this is pretty freaking crazy, dude. Shout out to Non-Toxic, guys. By the way, Non-Toxic works with copper. And if you know anything about copper, copper miners don't get arthritis or anything of the slightest remorse of that area. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, they don't. It's one of those weird things where certain occupations, like beekeepers, for example, they live forever. They don't get cancer and stuff. It's one of those. So, as opposed to being like a coal miner, which probably you're going to have a lot of problems from that. And then also, what is it? Smokers paradoxes. Have you guys heard of smokers paradoxes? Let's see here. Shout out to CJ. Shout out to Rules and Tools with a super chat, man. The guy every day gives a freaking super chat. Shout out to Rules and Tools, man. And Chris James, just the man I wanted to see, man. Shout out to Chris James. Let's see, UK, or no, EU. This isn't even a UK thing. This is an EU thing. Just passed a shocking law, if you heard. Shout out to Ray Powell and Gabe Frog. Okay, EU passes law. Your car will now watch you. This is shocking, dude. So wait, did that law that's so crazy, and whatchamacallit, like, is that law, which is such a breach of privacy and everything, did that really happen in the US first? No, it didn't. The US first said by 2027 that it's going to be that law, but the UK just made it a law that all new frogs, all new, I know, Crandoria Infinito. I know, dude, it's funny. But anyways, shocking that they're going to be scanning people's eyeballs and faces while they drive now. And of course, it's all for your safety and for your security. I do wonder if there's something else afoot here. So we're just shouting this out on Instagram here. That's right, Earthship. Get a silver bowl. That's right. Really? I didn't know that about the blood stuff. That's crazy, man. Welcome, everyone. So the EU just passed a law. All new vehicles, it said like starting today, but I guess they got to give the automotive industry a minute to get ready, unless I'm sure they actually were prepared for this a long time ago. It's going to have facial recognition, scanning your face while you're driving. Apparently, the camera turns off under 20 kilometers an hour. I'm sure it's probably on anyway. I know I look like Sheldon, which is hilarious because we actually live in a where we live extremely close to each other, and he also is fully awake. So it's funny, Sheldon. I call him Shell. It's an inside joke. Listen, he was live yesterday too. So guys, listen, we're discussing the AI facial recognition, facial scanning, digital ID control grid that they're trying to build up around us as we speak, and we're discussing that in full detail on my Rumble live stream channel. The reason we're doing it there and not here is because Rumble has zero censorship, complete free speech over there, no strikes, no nothing. And so we are live right now on Rumble. It's at the link in my bio. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. If you want to tune in, click the link in my bio. Come on over to Rumble, and we'll see you on there. All right. I hope to see all you guys because you're asking good questions and stuff. I'd love to be. Look, Manri Shana said my daughter was telling me about this going to be like China. China, Shauna, is the blueprint for the rest of the world. It's the blue. That's 100%. That's what they want to impose everywhere. What are the odds? EU and the US both at the same time say, yep, in the next 6 months, we should all make sure our cars have cameras so we can spy on people. I mean, so that it can stop them from distracted driving. It's shocking, dude. So we're going to discuss it on Rumble. Much love, everyone. It's at the link in my bio. We'll see you on there. It's crazy, eh, man? So all new vehicles. But don't you think it's an interesting scenario when they make it so all new cars have to have facial recognition scanning eyeball technology? So then you're obviously thinking, well, I'm just going to drive my old car. But the new gas E15 and stuff is going to be rough on those old engines. And junkyards are burning up all over the place. And cash for clunkers happened. Do you know how many cars did they pull off the road from cash for clunkers? Do you guys know? I think it was quite a bit. So I don't really remember. I was too young to know that was going on at the time. But for anyone who doesn't know, Cash for Clunkers was a government program that they'd give you a little bit of change, a chunk of change for what they call a clunker, which was like all these 90s and 80s vehicles so that you could upgrade to a new car. But those cars would still be running now if they were taken care of. And instead, now everyone has cars that break in like 5 years. So it's pretty shocking how they spun that one. And then also with the emission systems, this is a whole nother rabbit hole. I hope people are wrapping their heads around this one. Catalytic converters and diesel emission systems. While they apparently do reduce the amount of emissions that come out of your tailpipe, you do have to, they make your car less fuel efficient. So you need to use, it will take you more fuel to drive somewhere than if you had that thing off. And furthermore, the engines last way less long if they have an emission system. And here's a little thing for you. There is the U.S. military, and I'm sure world militaries, let's just say, but for certain, the U.S., the military does not use any emission systems at all because it's way more moving parts. You need to get the diesel exhaust fluid. You need to have these multi-100-pound pipes that have all this different filtration shits in them, and it always breaks. So the military doesn't have any emission systems. And I bet you even maybe, I wonder how that extends. But anyway, it's shocking, man. Gonna learn how to make my own fuel at some point. I know Rules and Tools, that would be a good freaking tool to have, man, wouldn't it? Shout out to Bandrews as well. Crank up the 5G, man. You'll be able to hear me loud and clear, bro. So anyways, and now they're talking about 6G too. That's another angle. So the idea is that what they've done in the last couple of years has been make our cars so you used to be able to go change your tail light, your headlight, no problem. Now you got to take it in because your car's computer needs to talk to the car manufacturer's computer, the cloud, to be able to approve a different part that's software locked to the VIN of the vehicle. So is that shocking or what? And this is a whole plan, man. So the EU just announced this, and now if you got a new car, it's going to be scanning your face. Never mind the privacy things. You know what's hilarious too? At the same time, they're doing some control act where all text messages are going to be read or filtered through some AI thing that sees what people are saying. And ironically, Ursula von der Leyen there, who's some politician, I know I should know exactly her title, but I don't. Anyway, she got in trouble for deleting text messages regarding some Pfizer, some vaccine situation. Type in Ursula von der Leyen text message scandal. She's like in trouble or got roasted for deleting text, and then she's making a thing where you can't delete anything. It's all stored and tracked and traced, and they listen to your stuff. So is that shocking or what? Shout out to CJ. Before we get into the other angle that's coming around the corner with the EU, and they're going to have to figure this out pretty quick because it's going to get strange. I should mention A bunch of people were DMing me yesterday about this because for the last 7 months, I haven't been able to talk about it. But Chalk just got back in stock the Chad Mode, which is the natural pre-workout energy drink that has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop that's cold water extracted from green coffee beans. And it has organic blue spirulina, which binds to free radicals, heavy metals, microplastics, pesticides, and excretes it out of the body. And so since we have just gotten a new batch made, we're giving away one of them for free on the live. This is literally the best energy drink you'll ever drink. It's extremely blue, extremely detoxing, and completely delicious. You will freaking love it. So we're going to give one of these away, $100 value. It is first come, first serve though. So you do want to make sure you click the link ASAP as soon as I put it in the chat so you get bumped first in line. I just pasted it. So that's choq.com, chalk.com. So Chalk is based in Texas. Look, Rules and Tools is drinking some Chad Mode right now. Shout out to Rules and Tools, man. So Chalk is based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They have an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So they are a fully legit company. The way the deal works to get the free $100 tub of Chad Mode, shout out to Isaiah, is once you click the link and you go to chalk.com, the number one superfood on there for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit. So Shilajit is a hormone optimizer. Chris James says my fave. Chris James, I think, is subscribed to like 3 or 4 Chad Modes a month, I'm pretty sure. Shout out to Chris James, man. I got a big batch coming in the mail right now as we speak, actually. So the Shilajit, hormone optimizer, fertility booster, extremely pro-fertile, increases the production of new brain cells, which is called neurogenesis. So you get way sharper memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. It also is believed to decalcify the pineal gland and bind to heavy metals, free radicals, chemicals, you name it, and detoxes it out of the body. It is one of the top superfoods in the natural world, and the Russian military secretly studied it for 30 or 40 years. The Soviet Union did. And then they gave it to their troops. Russian super soldiers were taking freaking Shilajit, dude, and probably the KGB too. So then also, don't you think Putin's probably taking Shilajit? I'm going to say Putin takes Shilajit, man. I'm sure of it. So the way the deal works to get the free $100 tub of Chad Mode, the first person to go to chalk.com, put the male or female Vitality Stack subscription in your cart, apply the coupon code 44LIFE. That unlocks a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, if you place your order during the live, you will get a free $100 tub of fresh off the freaking conveyor belt, made in-house with organic natural ingredients, shipped to your front door. This is going to be included in the package. By the way, we should make this distinction. Conventionally caffeinated beverages, 99% of them use synthetic caffeine, which we just found out yesterday. China makes most of the world's synthetic caffeine. So Red Bull, Monster, all these energy drinks. Dude, to make synthetic caffeine, it is like the most crazy chemical fertilizer, urea, ammonia freaking situation that you can even wrap your head around. And on top of that, it also has a situation where it hits you completely differently. So organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans, is a total freaking game changer that hits completely differently. And another thing that's shocking is that when if you look at a Monster energy drink can, dude, it's literally got it's got some satanic symbolism action on it. Big time, dude. It's got the upside down cross when you drink it and hold it upright. It's got the 666 in Hebrew on the freaking can. Anyway, but my point is this. You will love the Chad Mode. It is freaking amazing. It's delicious. And we're giving one away for free to the first person who goes to chalk.com and gets a male or female Vitality Stack subscription, applies the coupon code 44LIFE, and you get the freebie. Now, the second most potent superfood at chalk.com for men and women is the organic ashwagandha, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively increases the production of melatonin, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It's also 14 times as potent as conventional ashwagandha, which we have a complete write-up up on it on the bottle. So basically, if you're buying ashwagandha from Amazon, there's 2.5% with analytes. With analytes is the main bioactive compound responsible for its benefits and how it's got the term the king of herbs in India. So Chalk's ashwagandha has 35% with analytes in it per capsule. So that means you'd have to have 14 Amazon ashwagandha capsules to get the same benefits from one Chalk ashwagandha capsule. It's a set apart from the rest, man. Same thing with the, yeah, that's right, Saucy. Exactly, dude. He's paying attention, man, talking about the Monster, which I don't have any desire to drink that stuff, by the way. I was never really that crazy into energy drinks. Probably a few Red Bulls here and there, what's all the rage with the Jaeger bombs, man? Like, you know, and don't people have heart attacks from that all the time? You're drinking an upper and a downer at the same time, you know, alcohol and then the caffeine in there. Dangerous, man. Same with those Four Locos. I'm pretty sure a shitload of people die every year from Four Locos too. I haven't seen a Four Loco in years. Are they banned? Tell me if you guys know about Four Locos. Anyways, so the other thing that's in the male vitality stack, the third superfood in the male stack, is the Tongkat 100, which is wildcrafted Tongkat Ali from the chemical-free Malaysian rainforests. It's extremely pro-fertile. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. Plus, it increases sperm count, sperm motility, muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. Also, what's interesting is that their Tongkat, so most Tongkat is literally farmed in China, and they call it the Shanghai Surprise. Whereas the Chalk Tongkat is from that Malaysian rainforest. There's actually Malaysian natives right now who are in the jungle, I'm sure, if depending on their time zone, harvesting it wildly. Like it is certified wildcrafted from the jungle floor of Malaysia. That's what you're getting in the Tongkat. Pro fertile, 87% boost in free testosterone in 21 days. It's a game changer. I'm going to take 2 right now, actually. And then the third superfood in the female stack is the wildcrafted Irish moss, which has the full matrix of minerals. It rebuilds your DNA. It has anti-aging effects, and it has extreme pro-fertile effects. And it's because every single biological process in the body requires a mineral to activate it. That is a known thing. Minerals also, of course, they build your DNA because minerals are frequencies of light, and your DNA is light codes. So interestingly, if you're getting the Irish moss into you, you're rebuilding your DNA. Who knows what that does, because we know how many DNA disrupting, DNA damaging things there are today, not to mention the cell towers, Wi-Fi, smart meters, and frequencies that are all around us. That has a serious effect on your DNA, by the way. There's a whole video on it. I posted it. We watched it actually on here once of where they tested they did a live blood cell test on people's blood cells from 30, 60, and 90-second increments in front of a smart meter. And in all of the cases, there showed cellular degeneration for even just 30 seconds in front of a smart meter. The blood cells start clumping together, or they start what's called bottle capping, where the blood cells, the red blood cells you can see on this microscope, they form the shape of a bottle cap, and it's showing like oxidative damage to the blood. And that's just from a smart meter, let alone the bajillion cell towers that are everywhere now. Okay, and the smart meters that are strapped on everyone's house. They call it silent weapons for quiet wars, man. So you want to rebuild your DNA from that big time. That's what you get with minerals. People are all spun up about alkaline. But what people don't know is every single organ in your body has a different optimal functioning pH. And what optimizes the pH is not alkaline water or something, it's minerals. So sorry, this is like the most important part. Even if you're eating 100% organically today, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So the situation quickly changed in the last 60 some odd years to where now we got a shocking situation going on, man, with the food supply. So anyways, Tongkat, I'm going to take 2 Tongkat right now. I'm going to get some Irish moss into me too. Again, I think you're noticing a common theme here. There's something about every one of Chalk's stuff. So our Irish moss, instead of being farmed in the Caribbean and full of microplastics, it's from the cold waters of Nova Scotia in Canada. So, I saw it firsthand, and I know you guys have heard the story. Some of you have heard it before, but when I was in Grenada, which is in the Caribbean, I saw them. That's right, Walkers. I'm not even joking, man. Less than 10%. That study was done in like the early 2000s, by the way. So it might even be less than 10% at this point, Walkers. So when I was in Grenada, I saw them farming the moss, and it's like, you'd think like it's a beautiful Caribbean, like farming in the ocean. That's great. But the problem is the way that they deal with sanitation there. Everything except, sewage probably ends up in the ocean too there, but the gray water goes right into the ocean, right into the bay where they're farming this stuff. And none of those islands treat their gray water. So, and you know what's funny, actually? I think I'm the only one who I've heard say this. Like, I should make a post on this because I don't think people know, because I think a bajillion people buy Irish moss every single day on Amazon, not knowing it's like the freaking microplastic moss from the Caribbean. Not like, I'm not saying the whole Caribbean is microplastic, like that would be unfortunate, but all those islands don't have any sanitation things for gray water. It just goes right into the ocean. So that's a little bit of pollution, man, big time. But thankfully, at all times, there is volcanoes erupting underneath the world's oceans, which is pumping a bunch of minerals into the water, which is helping to detox it, basically. So what do I got here? So I got 3 moss, 2 Tongkat, 2 Shilajit. Actually, I'll take 2 daily. That's the same dose of Shilajit, but then there's 4 other adaptogens specifically formulated for men. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. Shilajit from Russia is also known as Mumi. Yeah, they have a bunch. There's Mumijo, and there's a whole bunch of different terms people use for Shilajit. Destroyer of weakness, but no one really would refer, like, that's like one of its taglines, but you don't walk up to like a shopkeeper in India and say, I'm looking for the destroyer of weakness, you know? At least there's not the chemicals and bleach from when they clean the gray water in the ocean. Well, dude, for one, the gray water contains chlorine because their water is chlorinated. So that's basically bleach. You know what I mean? So actually, if they treated their gray water, they probably would be pulling chlorine out of it. And, you know, again, though, what countries does any countries filter microplastics out of the gray water that goes out? Like, I don't think so, man. So we got to figure that out. Stop buying the plastic friggin' clothes, eh? What else am I? Okay, the minerals. Yeah, I know. One destroyer of weakness, please. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, did you remember too the story that like during COVID they were like analyzing people's fecal matter DNA wise to like detect the rates of COVID that people have? And then you have guys, I think Bill Gates is trying to make it so you can recycle like poop water. And he's like, yeah, it's totally clean. Like it might be a bit of a satanic ritual thing to try to do that. You remember that Far North fan? Was that crazy or what? So this is the dose I'm about to take. Boom, bang, bing. That someone commented on one of my posts, they're like, I've seen this guy talk about chalk, but I've never seen him take it. I'm like, bro, come to Rumble, man. I'm chalking it up every day. Going hot. But yeah, is that shocking or what? So first come, first serve. I'm going to shout out the live on Instagram again in a second too. So if you're on the fence or on the site, we're going to do like a 5-minute countdown timer. Get your orders placed ASAP. You're getting a free chat mode if you get the male or female Vitality Stack subscription and apply the coupon code 44LIFE. That unlocks a 44% off lifetime discount on the subscription. And if you get a male or female stack, you get a $100 tub of chat mode automatically included, which you will love. Blue Spirulina, organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans. It's freaking amazing, and you will completely love it. Yeah, I know. They're allowed to, dude, I heard about that. That they're allowed to compost human manure for crops. But I also heard that they're allowed to use, like, let me fact check this before I say it because I don't want to make any of you guys jump out of your skin here. But what's it called? Liquefied. Hold on a sec. So I'm trying to figure out because I could have sworn it said some places you're allowed to use liquefied human remains as fertilizer. Hold on a sec. Okay, so this idea comes from a misunderstanding or internet rumor regarding how alkaline hydrolysis, aquamation, is legally handled in the state. So here's what happens. The liquid is sent to wastewater treatment. During aquamation, the body is reduced to a sterile liquid mixture of water, amino acids, and nutrients alongside bone fragments. By law, California providers dispose of this sterile fluid by discharging it directly into the municipal wastewater system, the sewer. It's never collected into trucks and sprayed onto fields. Okay. Rumors about spraying wastewater onto crops in California stem from an entirely different environmental issue: oil field wastewater. For years, California Central Valley has faced major controversies over using recycled water from oil and gas operations to irrigate certain crops. What could go wrong, dude? Oh, come on, man. Yeah, that's absolutely strange. Will said Alex Jones did a whole thing on it back in 2019 or 18. I think so too. I think I heard it. That's probably where I heard about it. Not that I listen to him too much, but he does go viral, and you do see his videos every once in a while for sure. So that's bad enough, let alone the atrazine and the freaking glyphosate, man. So did you guys? Okay, by the way, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. If you're on the site, we're shouting this out on Instagram again. We're going to get a whole bunch more people on the live. We will end up giving away the freebies, the free the free chat mode. You just got to get the male or female stack subscription, apply that code, and you get it automatically added for free. What Pharma Show comes out in the big scheme of things. Oh, for sure, CJ. Think of what they did in whatchamacallit. You know what they did in like Brazil and stuff, eh? Apparently they tested all kinds of different, let's say, pharmaceutical products on unwitting villagers and caused like apparently a significant amount of like sterilizations and stuff. That was a big story. They did the same thing in India, though. People are being rescued by drones in floods in southeastern China. There's no way. I guess, okay, maybe that's not AI, actually. Wow, the first time a robot has saved a human that I've seen. Then they just flick a switch and then they're the, anyway, it's shocking. Well, let me see this for a sec. And then I also made a post you may have seen. So a lot of people were asking about the Willy Wonka thing. And it does seem like it's almost 50-50, man. Because a lot of people seem to remember this moon pie, and other people completely swear there's no possible way that it was a moon pie that he opened in that bedroom. So shocking, man. I love how Rules and Chill says ask it, because he knows it's damn Google's AI. Ask it about composting the sewage. I believe if they don't take it through a process, they can't use it raw like you. Oh, yeah. What about sewage fertilizer they use? It says, yes, sewage is treated and used as a major agricultural fertilizer in California and across North America. Known in the end. Oh, so this is what we watched in that documentary in the summer. The guy, they give him this fertilizer that's made with biosolids, human waste, and then they come back next year and say, your field is contaminated with forever chemicals. You can't farm here anymore. And that's what was in that documentary. I think it was GMO OMG. So that's freaking crazy. Hold on one sec. I know, Rules and Tools. Don't even get me friggin' started, dude. The things people eat, the junkiest junk crud freaking food you can think, and then that is what's fertilizing the fields. How is that allowed, man? Meanwhile, Victor Schauberger is like rolling in his graves, going, "There's so many different natural and even JDam natural farming." That Korean guy is sitting there going, "What the heck is the world doing, man?" But again, it's because the uninformed masses are walking around clueless, not knowing that this stuff is going on. And I don't blame them. There's a million ways to get distracted in this world, man. 100%. Exactly. Well, CJ, yeah, I know. I think so too, Walkers. The problem is that they, for example, in the UK, for the longest time, people were hanging out every Sunday. The whole town's people would come out. Kids would play, moms would talk, and fathers would talk. Soon as the TV got invented, and they also make you have a TV license in the UK, you know that, eh? So, anyways, they launched the TVs, and then all of a sudden, no one is hanging out on Sundays at the park anymore. And that is when they stopped seeds of revolution from being able to be planted. They got everyone watching TV, and then they're sitting at home. They have no reason to go out and socialize because they can just sit down and veg out. That's what it used to be. Can you imagine the power of getting a million people watching shit on TV that you control anyway? Like, it's quite shocking mass mind control, wouldn't you say? And then also there was a picture that went viral of a guy who took a picture of an apartment building, and there's like five. You can see like 20 different floors. Well, on like six of the floors, different floors, the same thing is playing on TV. So everyone's like watching the news or something. But it's shocking because like that's what mass mind control possibly looks like. Yeah, don't Bandrews unless you're gonna do something like unless you're gonna do something about a doctor, which I doubt. Well, I mean, you could, but or a lawyer to where you need a degree. College otherwise is a complete waste of money. Like I'll just say that unless you need a degree to get the job you're after, you're just kind of willy nillying around in college. Okay, hold on a second. Let me shut up the live on Rumble real quick here. Hold on. Holy shit. This guy I've seen, this Australian dude I'm following who kind of talks about different stuff. He just like heckled his prime minister. Oh no, the Indian prime minister. Okay. You don't want to do things like I get that we need to all stick together and have a positive future in the world, but making any threats is the stupidest thing you could do, man. There's a lot of fun. I actually know a cop. If Chris James is still listening, which he might be, I actually know a cop who deals with sifting through and figuring out, and he's like a chill guy. He follows me, and he is in a unit that deals with online harassment of public figures, judges, lawyers, and cops. And so he's not banging on doors because you commented fuck Trudeau or something, but he assesses threats and sees some people, because I asked him, like, what does that job entail? Like, are you knocking on people's doors? I don't think I actually asked him if he's knocking on people's doors, but he said we detect threats and see what people are, if they're serious about what they said or if they're just a loudmouth and they're not really going to do anything. Anyway, so that's what my point. Think about something all day, don't say it out loud, and watch your ad algorithm closely. Yeah, rules. That would be a shocking one, man. I think I don't know for sure if they can read our minds yet, but I'm pretty sure sometimes I have thought about something and then seen an ad for it. But I hopefully I'm just mistaken. Do you guys has that ever happened to any of you guys? Okay, let me shut out the live here. Do you think so, Ev? I don't know, man. I hope not, man. I mean, I'm sure there's I'm sure there's a patent. Like, there's got to be a patent. I know that there's a patent for TVs about nervous system manipulation via frequencies or whatever from TVs. Look that one up. That was one of my earliest memes I've probably ever made and posted about. And then we know there's also patents like you know that anything with a speaker is also a microphone, right? Anything with a speaker, type it in, fact check me, man. Anything with a speaker is also a microphone. So your TV, your smart TV, I did a post about smart TVs today. Dude, you might not want to freaking have a smart TV, or you got to turn off all the crap that's in it. You know why they sell you a TV for so cheap, and it's a fancy brand new TV, state of the art 4K? Because it's called loss leading, and it's called the razor and blades model. They give you a TV for cheap, but they make their real money from the ads, from selling your data to other companies. It's big money, dude. So anyways, that's shocking, isn't it? Bando said, our phones, okay. Luke, I heard you, dude. You don't need to spam the chat, man. Bando said, our phones can read our minds. We're transmitters. I know we kind of are. We got a pineal gland and stuff. I know what you mean. Watch my video, Lady Sunday, on the TVs. Okay, this guy's getting fucking blocked. Watch my video on the TVs, because there is a way you can turn off a lot of the functionality of the AI, facial recognition, all that. But let me see here. I wouldn't say get rid of your TV, but actually think of the hours we spent watching TV. If we were like reading books that whole time, we probably would have like ultrasonic thought, you know? Anyways, we're going to discuss this, guys, and a lot more on my Rumble live stream channel, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech, where we don't need to worry. I know I blocked him. I know. Luke, chill, man. Anyway, so listen, we're live on Rumble. It's free to download, free to watch, and free speech. It's at the link in my bio. If you click my profile, you'll see the link. Come on over to Rumble. We're streaming there now. We got 40 some odd people on, and Rumble has there's no funny business on Rumble. Never been a strike, never been a nothing. Rumble is super chill. Vanils Brazil, dude, I've been posting about that. You do want to be careful, though. It is a shocking rabbit hole, man, for sure. But thanks for telling me, man. But come on over to Rumble. We'll discuss more about it, all right? If you like your TV, then just give it a hug, man. That's all good. Okay, we'll see you guys on Rumble. Much love, everyone. What if I like my TV? I didn't really say get rid of your I mean, I got a smart TV behind me there, but it's not plugged into the internet. It's not connected to the Wi-Fi. Doesn't have cable. It's not connected to the internet. It's connected with an HDMI cord to my computer. I know screens and devices are just some witchcraft shit. Well, no kidding, man. Anyway, so it's plugged in. Now, this is the question. The TV is plugged in. It's off, but we know what the fuck does off mean. It's probably on. And then it has a HDMI cable going to my computer. Now, is this TV here picking up my audio and sending that through the HDMI cable to this computer? I don't think so, but I don't know. How do you know? Have you seen what the inside of an HDMI cable has in it? No, you don't know what the hell's going on. And also, by the way, Black Mirror, like the ancient practice of scrying, right? Scrying is when you gaze at a dark mirror. This is why when they call that show Black Mirror, like crazy, man. You could like get into a trance and like see into other realms looking through a black mirror. It's witchcraft, though. Don't fucking do it. But anyway, what is all of our screens and phones? Black mirrors, man. Is that shocking or what? Andrew says almost the technology came from demons. Possibly, dude. Television tells lies to your vision. I know, man. Do we know that there's no secret way they're able to still connect to it, whether it's connected to Wi-Fi or not? Kind of how they can track cell phones even when dead. That's right, Thrax. Excellent point, dude. We definitely don't know that there's no secret way they're able to still connect to TVs, even if it's not on Wi-Fi. No, we don't. In fact, how do we know this TV doesn't have like a little receiver from like the cell towers? It could be sending data to the cell towers. So it's like the guy who went viral because his freaking his dryer or his washing machine listen to this. His washing machine was using 3.6 gigabytes of data per day. And he's like, what the hell is this? And it goes viral because this thing was like tracking and tracing and sending data, selling data, the whole thing, man. Okay, hold on a second. So isn't that crazy, man? Technology, witchcraft, weapons, astrology all came from the Watchers. Wow, fallen angels, eh, Matthew? I know it's shocking. Um, so hold on a second. To all the new people who just joined, quick shout out to the fact that we are giving away a $100 tub of Chad Mode for free, the natural pre-workout energy drink from Chalk that has organic blue spirulina, organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans. It's a superfood. It's extremely detoxing and delicious. Plus, it's well, we'll do the whole runaround about how the fact that this organic caffeine is a far stretch away from the synthetic caffeine that most caffeinated beverages contain, which is made from Chinese synthetic caffeine. They use ammonia and urea to make, it's shocking, heavy industrial chemicals. So we got the organic blue spirulina and organic caffeine, cold water extracted from green coffee beans, the cleanest natural energy drink pre-workout you will ever drink. We're giving one away for free. The way the deal works, I'm putting the link in the chat right now, which goes to chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. If you go to chalk.com, for one, they're based in Texas. They ship out of Georgia, and they have an all-American customer service team with over 5,000 third-party verified five-star reviews on Trustpilot. So if you go to chalk.com, the number one superfood on there for men and women is the hot water purified Shilajit, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively stimulates the production of new brain cells, which is called neurogenesis. It also is believed to decalcify the pineal gland, calibrate your endocrine system. And when guys take it, it boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days. And when girls take it, it boosts, doesn't boost testosterone, it calibrates your hormones. For guys, it also boosts sperm count, by the way. Okay, one sec, guys, hold on. Damn, that's got to be like an anticlimactic. Whoever just joined and then boom, bang, bing. Hold on a sec. So, anyways, yeah, shout out to Ev. Me too, man. So I was mid discussion, but basically, we're giving away a free chat mode to the next person who gets a male or female Vitality Stack subscription at Chalk.com with the coupon code 44life, which gives you a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. So we're talking superfoods at Chalk. Shilajit is in both the male and female stack, which is a hormone optimizer. It's a fertility booster. It massively stimulates the production of new brain cells, which equals, it's called neurogenesis. You get way sharper memory, concentration, focus, cognition, and also it has an effect on your breaking down amyloid plaque. And amyloid plaque is a substance that builds up on your neurons as you age, which interestingly makes it harder for them to communicate. So people get slower working brains as they age. Well, this stuff freaking gets your brain going, man, firing on all cylinders. So Shilajit is in both the male and female Vitality Stack. If you put a male or female stack subscription in your cart and you apply the coupon code 44LIFE, you get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And if you're the first person to place your order, you get a $100 tub of Chad Mode included in your order for free. You do not need to add the freebies to your cart. It will automatically be included. Apparently, there's a bunch of people on the site right now. I'm going to get an update on that brief break there for a second. If anything crazy happened on the site and how many chat modes we have left. Let me see. Hold on a second. Boom, bang, bang. Vintage. Shout out to Ev. Hold on. Ev Scott's asking about 4-second inhale, 4-second hold. Yeah, we should do some breathing exercises on the laugh, man, for sure. Shout out to Rules and Tools. Female stack. What about the female stack, dude? So in the female stack, you may be asking, I know he knows, but maybe he's doing a leading question like he's a smart guy, but so I'm thinking. Female stack is the Shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the wildcrafted Irish moss, which has the full matrix of minerals. Oh, I see. He's recommending it to Ev. Full matrix of minerals. Ev heard all about this. Rebuild your DNA, anti-aging effects, longevity, pro-fertile. And then the ashwagandha's benefits are that it's a lovely superfood which calibrates your hormones and massively boosts melatonin production, which gives you 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. So I just took pretty much everything except an ashwagandha because mine's empty right now. I think there might be one over yonder, maybe in the basement. I'll have to look. But yeah, shout out to Far North, man. It's true. I mean, if you're getting a male or female stack into you, you're getting some of the most potent combos of superfoods in the natural world. And then, of course, the free Chad mode. Again, the reason we're doing free Chad mode is because I wasn't able to talk about the Chad mode for like 7 months because we ran out. Or we didn't run out. We had just enough to maintain people who were subscribed to Chad mode so they could keep getting the Chad mode. But we couldn't talk about it to promote it to anyone else because we were low on it. But anyway, we just got a shipment of Chad mode made in-house. And now we have some to give away, man. So we're giving away a Chad mode. If you get a male or female stack, and that's $100 value. Shout out to Walkas, who, guys, by the way, she just ordered the other day there, I believe. And it's in the mail or it's about to be at her house. Hold on a second. Someone mentioned something up here too. Yeah, rather be addicted to Chad mode than energy drinks. Shout out to Will. I should. So Matthew, did you read the full blown book of Enoch, dude? Because if so, like share some info and insights and stuff, man. And then the other thing that's shocking, I made a post about today too, other than the European Union thing, which is crazy, man, that you use facial recognition cars, bro. and how you're not allowed to climb Mount Kailash. Did you hear about that? You're not allowed to climb Mount Kailash. They say it's for religious reasons, but I wonder if there's something else going on up there, like it's an entrance to somewhere. You know what I mean? And then the theory is that there's a picture of like German soldiers from World War II who were explorers and soldiers, and they went, and there's a picture of them with like a group of Tibetan guys sitting in some cabin somewhere in that neighborhood. So maybe they were looking for artifacts, inner earth. I don't know, man. Shout out to Isaiah, dude. Matthew said he read. Thanks for joining, Isaiah. Matthew said he read the first two books, but hasn't been able to read the third book because he hasn't been able to find the third book. Do you mean like on the internet you can't find it, or it's like at your house somewhere? And what's the deal with? I know everyone has a different opinion on this, but Book of Enoch. Kent Hovind says that it's not scripture, but it's a historical record, but he doesn't believe it to be scripture. But then other people think it was the original Bible, but got taken out of the original Bible. So I'm wondering. Apparently, there's several folks on the site right now. So remember, you're putting the male or female Vitality Stack subscription in your cart, applying that coupon code 44LIFE, unlocking the 44% off lifetime discount, and then automatically, boom, bang, bang, you get $100 tub of Chad mode included in your freaking order, dude. Can you believe that? Free Chad mode if you get a stack. And you will love the stacks. The top. Oh, and I'm missing, I guess I forgot to take these 2 Irish mosses. Actually, no, I did take 3, but these were 2 laying around from yesterday. I guess I'll almost double dose the Irish moss. Far North Bend. So, a lot of people I know a girl who had Hashimoto's or has it, and what the same damn is that about? What's the true thing that is? What is that actually? Because they'll give a name for something, and it will actually be like, oh, it's just because like they'll diagnose you, say something's going on, but in actuality, it's like you're just lacking copper or something. You know what I mean? Sometimes they give a statement on what's wrong with you, but the truth is you just need this other thing. The theory that I saw in a documentary was like they tell you have expialofragilistic disease that makes it sound like this big, shocking, freaky thing, when really you just have like low sodium and you need to have healthier salt and drink more water. You know what I mean? So that's the thing, and they make it sound so scientific and complicated when really it's like, no, you just need to like put your feet on the ground more. Matthew says on the internet I haven't been. Really, dude? It must be on there somewhere, man. Guys, by the way, Far North Bend, if I'm not, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'm pretty sure, are you the one who said that you were like, no, that is a different woman named Embry Homestead. She had something going on. Anyway, she started eating healthier, changing her diet, and then she started taking chalk, and she said that she noticed the most massive difference ever in her gut microbiome. I think you have said some shocking effects about since when you started taking chalk as well, Far North Bend. But I'm trying to remember, because I remember Embry's thing was she had that gut something or other was upset in that gut of hers, and then I think she said that she was able to stop it from getting worse by eating healthy and going organic and everything. But then when she started taking the chalk is when she noticed a huge difference in her belly feeling great, basically her gut microbiome, and that's a very important thing. Like the fact that a healthy human being is supposed to contain more bacterial cells than human cells. And what do you think happens if chlorine is strong enough to kill bacteria in the water, which is what they do to make it so that the water doesn't grow too much bacteria? What the Sam damn is chlorine going to do to your little digestive tract, man? It's going to friggin' wipe it out. Hippy Dippy says the Book of Enoch and giants, no dinosaurs but dragons. It's quite interesting. Now, Earthship says, shout out to Hippy Dippy though. She says, Ken Hovind also pointed out that if you accept Enoch, then there's a list of kooky things that you would also have to embrace. Maybe something is true because Jude referred to it. So hold on, Earthship Dreamer, tell me what are the kooky things in the Book of Enoch, because Kent Hovind also believes we're on a spinning ball. So it's funny, It's like you can't win them all. Ken Hovind is talking about how the Earth is definitely 100% less than around 6,000 years old. It's not billions of years. But he buys NASA's story about space and the globe and everything, which is crazy because that totally, the space and a globe thing is connected to the theory of evolution. I'm surprised he hasn't connected those dots. Yes, I do notice that, Bruce Joseph. I was just talking to my dad about that the other day, actually. He said, hold on a sec. He said, anyway, I said, yeah, did you see the opening ceremony? It's like, it's all satanic with the symbolism and everything. And he's like, I don't watch that shit, you know? And, but he knows that goes on. And it's like, what is it called? A veil will be lifted when people recognize signs and symbols and decode them rather than not realizing that they're right there, you know? Shout out to Dialed. I knew he would have some Dialed thing. He said diagnostics merely capture measurement points in time. One may have an alarming level or measurement at one point, which can be normalized later in the day. They are diagnosed based on a point in time. Always get multiple readings and second opinions. That's right, Dial. That's really good advice. Like, I'm pretty sure if I just came from if I was just like running or like lifting, you know, firewood and throwing logs around and splitting wood with an axe, and then I got my blood pressure test taken right away, I'm pretty sure I'd have higher blood pressure, wouldn't I? Or what happens if you're in the friggin' office or whatever, doctor's office, and you're nervous? You're gonna have a bit higher blood pressure, right? So it's like a lie detector test. They're not always fully legit, man. I've seen a guy. Anyway, it's shocking, man. But what I'll say is this: the fact that there's like a couple hours of nutrition education, if that, for the medical professionals, like, that's a bit shocking, dude. What the Sam Dams with that? Are you telling me that I, who barely knows anything about health, know more about healthy superfoods than some of these guys who've been in school for 10 friggin' years? And I'm not even trying to be like, I'm not tooting my horn here. I'm just saying, like, it shouldn't be that I know more about health and superfoods, which I don't barely at all. But these guys have 45 minutes of nutrition freaking education action. So we're going to be talking about detoxing, man, and boosting our vibrational frequencies. When's the last time they asked you about your vibrational frequency, man? And then they say also anyway, we'll cover that one. Read Gut and Physiological Syndrome by Natasha Campbell McBride. Shout out to Far North Fan. So look at Far North Fan. She had to get unwell to get well. Now she's more well than she's ever been, but she had to get unwell to then get this well. So sometimes that happens, man. You know what I mean? So it's shocking, man. We do need to be discussing, like, that chlorine thing is bad enough. We got to be detoxing the chlorine out of our system, which is also what blocks the uptake of iodine to your thyroid. And what's great for your thyroid is Irish moss. It is one of the top superfoods it's a powerhouse of iodine, which I didn't really know too much about thyroid and iodine, and I still don't really, but I do know that the going theory is that your thyroid is very important. It regulates like all of your hormones. And if chlorine blocks the uptake of iodine, then the thing stops working and your hormones go all out of whack. So that's why I love the Irish moss for that. Not that I really gave too much thought about my thyroid in the past, but for people who are drinking chlorine, or I think even showering in it, that is, you do absorb chlorine, man, and that's a shit chemical. They got to figure out a way to clean the water without doing that. The other part of the detoxification effects of Irish moss and the shilajit is that because it's so full of minerals, those minerals bind to free radicals and heavy metals and excrete them out of the body. So there's also an environmental workers group website where you can type in your city or your postal code or something, and it shows you what's in the water. And it's like 300 times the recommended safe dose of arsenic. You know, like, there's no really safe tap water out there, that even though they say it's potable, you know. Anyways, so let's get detoxing. And also, hold on a second. I didn't hear that, Bruce Joseph. Tell me the inside scoop about that. We have basically one slot left, and this is pretty much the last call. to get the free $100 tub of Chad mode. You just got to go to chalk.com, put the male or female Vitality Stack subscription in your cart, apply that coupon code 44LIFE, and you get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically, you're going to get a $100 tub of Chad mode packed up with your order, and boom, bang, bing, shipped to your front door in 2 to 5 business days. But Bruce Joseph, no, dude, what did he talk about? Hold on a second. I might have said... Wow, really, Rules? And guys, by the way, Rules' mom is like a certified naturopath to the umpteenth degree. And he too is very well educated, man. He puts me to freaking, it's like once you know a little bit of this or that, you know you don't know much. So, but I do know that the pineal gland is one of the it's in their crosshairs, man. They don't want your pineal gland working very well. And that's because it is the seat of your soul. It's the connection point between your physical body and your soul. And it's also supposed to be your psychic center, your intuition center, man. And so what happens is, I'll never forget the hippie I saw, in the forest on YouTube in 2014, maybe 2013, talking about fluoride. And he said, isn't it great? And he's barefoot, like he's totally awesome dude. It was just funny, Anyway, he goes, if fluoride absorbs into the pineal gland faster than any other tissue in the body, which it's proven to be so, that is true, then it's almost as if that it's to target the pineal gland. Like that's what they're after. It's not about your teeth, dude. Yes, fluoride hardens your teeth. It makes them about 5 times as brittle. That's from Dr. The dentist there. Why don't I see him on Instagram anymore? Hopefully he's still around. Anyways, it makes it more brittle, but the same way it hardens your teeth, it hardens your pineal gland. So we want to be decalcifying our pineal glands. And if you type in top foods to decalcify your pineal gland, you're going to find blue spirulina, shilajit, Irish moss, ashwagandha, basically all the stuff in Chalk's male and female vitality stacks, which is shocking. So chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and the coupon code 44LIFE. You put a male or female vitality stack in your cart, you apply that discount code, and you get a $100 tub of Chad mode included in your order. So hold on a second. Let me double check what we got for the back end of the site. If I can hold the slot too, because we're about to close down the deal, but if there's a bunch of people still giving her on the site about to place their order, then boom, bang, bang, I'm going to make sure they get hooked up. Shout out to Captain Walt. Guys, Captain Walt. Interesting person. They don't make them like they used to. Shout out to Captain Walt, man. So Walt, isn't it interesting that they say there's not a global cult that is controlling the world from behind the doors of all the different countries, but yet the European Union, which is like 30 countries, and the United States, which is probably the same population as the European Union, a lot of people, just so happened within 6 months of each other to say, yes, we're doing AI facial recognition cars going forward because it's going to help to detect distracted drivers. Dude, I'm not going to get a car that has a camera on me at all times, man. We're already on freaking camera all the time anyway. So that's shocking, man. Wow, that's crazy. I did not know that, Rules and Tools. I did not know that. Well, they say, at least for midwives, is that there's midwives and there's medwives. The medwives are like, might as well be a nurse, whereas a midwife is like a real OG, Hold on a second. Yeah, he did. Hippie to be. He did give us everything we need. Bruce Joseph, but is this like a conspiracy or is it just like breaking news kind of thing? And Rules also, what do you think about the whatchamacallit, the Raymond Rife? What does your mom think about Rife there? Dialed says pineal gland is high in calcium. Fluoride is attracted to calcium, why it has an effect on teeth, and hardens it. While that mechanism is good for teeth, no, it's not even, well, Dialed, from what I heard, it's not good for teeth because it makes them more brittle. So it's not like they're hardened and stronger. It's like they're more breakable. And when's the last time they did anything like that where they wanted to boost your teeth, like for example, how come the COVID vax was free to save lives, but if you want what's that shit called for diabetes, insulin, it's like hundreds of dollars a month or every time or whatever. Or how come an IV is like $800? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, it's an interesting conundrum, you know. An IV, a bag of salt water. Is that crazy or what? And they say stay away from salt, but the first thing to do if you get in there is they put you on salt. There's something to that. I'm sure Dialed and Rules and Tools will know that, or will expand on that. Well, that is not off topic, actually, because if you actually just joined, and this is a synchronicity because we were just talking about the Book of Enoch, man. Did you scroll up through the comments and read that we were talking about the Book of Enoch, or was that a synchronicity, dude? Hold on a second. The other thing I posted was how smart TVs, it's actually crazy, eh? Smart TVs. It's the same thing with a razor and blade model. They sell you the TV cheap, but they make the money from selling your data. Because the TV tracks, traces, dials everything down and sends it off to freaking other companies, man. How the hell is that allowed? How did we let that get allowed, man? A lot of things, if we could vote, hold on. A lot of things, if we could vote on, like, hey, could we vote on if we want our faces to be scanned in our vehicles? We'd all say no. If we could vote on, hey, do we want, actually, this one, we might lose the vote because there's a lot of sheep out there. But if we said, if we want to vote, if you want fluoride in the water, but if 1 million people think that it's actually super good for you, then they might vote yes. But you know what I mean? That's right, Dial. That's right. Jerry Curatola. He's a natural dentist on Instagram here. Hold on. Jerry Curatola. Here he is. I don't know why I didn't see his posts for all these days. They might have shadow banned him a bit. So anyways, it's crazy. He also has videos on when people take and they get their mercury fillings out. And what they do is the wrong way to do it is to use a burr or whatever that thing's called. What is it called again? That little thing like a drill, and they grind out the mercury filling and like just vacuum it out with some water while they're doing it. The way you're supposed to do it, they like ozone the air in the room. Fans are on. They're wearing hazmat suits. You have your whole mouth taped up so that none of this mercury stuff can get in there, and then they take it out in chunks. And that way you don't have this slurry of mercury that then absorbs into all of the pores in your mouth. Like, there's a shit wrong way to pull mercury out of your mouth, but also there's no good way of putting mercury in your mouth, is there? Really, eh? Shout out to Eves, man. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see here. So guys, this is basically the full-blown last call on the free $100 tubs of Chad mode. Free Chad mode. If you go to chalk.com, put the male vitality stack or the female vitality stack in your cart, apply the coupon code 44LIFE, you get a 44% off lifetime discount, and you get a free $100 tub of Chad mode automatically included in your order if you get the male or female stack. In the male stack, you have the Chalk Daily, which is the #1 superfood or the #1 supplement for men at chalk.com. It's got shilajit, and then it has 4 other adaptogens in it: mucuna, tribulus, safed muesli, and cacao extract. So the safed muesli and the mucuna, there was a study on the mucuna that shows it could boost sperm count up to 688%, which is shocking. And then we know that the shilajit is a hormone optimizer and a fertility booster. Plus, it boosts testosterone 21% in 90 days for men and increases sperm count as well. For women, the shilajit, which is in the female vitality stack, does not boost testosterone. It calibrates your hormones. It's called an adaptogen. So it adapts to the individual's needs and requirements. So then the second superfood that's in the male and female vitality stack at chalk.com is the certified organic ashwagandha, which is ours is 14 times as potent as conventional ashwagandha. It calibrates your endocrine system. It's pro-fertile. It's extremely good for cognition and memory too, which is a new benefit of it I did not know up until like last week. And then also it massively boosts melatonin production, so you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It's freaking lovely, dude. And that's in the male and female vitality stack. And then on top of that, in the third superfood in the male stack is the Tongkat 100, which is wildcrafted Tongkat Ali from the chemical-free Malaysian rainforest, which is extremely pro-fertile. It's a hormone optimizer. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days, and it also massively increases sperm count and sperm motility. So muscle mass, muscle endurance, muscle recovery. Tongkat Ali is a complete game changer, and it's in the male vitality stack. So we're doing this for literally one person. The next person to go to chalk.com and put a male or female vitality stack subscription in their cart and apply the coupon code 44life, you get a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you're going to get the $100 tub of Chad Mode natural pre-workout energy drink, which has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop. That's cold water extracted from green coffee beans, and organic blue spirulina in it, which is literally one of the most detoxifying agents in the natural world. SLS, I'm pretty sure sodium lauryl sulfate is shit for you. Yes, and if it's in most everyday products, shampoos, toothpaste, shower gels, then it likely, I'm sure, I mean, yeah, I'm thinking that one's bad, actually. Let me double check, though. Sodium lauryl sulfate, highly effective, inexpensive surfactant and foaming agent. It's not considered toxic when used in standard amounts in consumer products. While it is not a carcinogen or genotoxic, it is a known skin and eye irritant. There's no scientific risk between SLS and cancer. This myth originated from an internet hoax and has been thoroughly debunked by the American. Yeah, okay. See, this is where AI will like bullshit you. It's not going to pull up details on other websites that expose sodium lauryl sulfate as being freaking, you know, what it really is. There should be, someone should make, my natural farming product replace all that and is more effective than Dr. Bronner's. Didn't Dr. Bronner's get bought out anyway? I'm pretty sure it did. Ev Scott, I mean, how often do you got to wash your hair anyway? I guess it depends what kind of hair you have in some ways, but I haven't used shampoo in probably like, I don't know, man, like a long time. Just water. And usually it's best if you can get to a natural, like, swimming hole, man. Bathe in the creek or in the lake, but not if it's a polluted body of water. This is why we need to take care of our freaking water supplies around here, man. Oh, okay, Dial. See, Dial, that is a dialed way to get it to say that. I will do that, Dial. That's a good call, man. Okay, hold on a second. There's a bunch of people on the site right now, by the way, guys. If you're on the site, get your order placed ASAP. Apply that discount code 44LIFE. You get 44% off for life, and you get the free $100 tub of Chad Mode included in your order, which you're going to love so much. Let me see over here. Yeah, that's smart, Dial. There is a way to, that's right. Be like, tell me what the crazy people think and why. You know, that's what you'd use to get it to dig up the other stuff, Dial. That's so cool. Rules and Tools says, hold on, let me see here. He says he's talking about his natural farming process to replace all of that and more effective than Dr. Bronner's. He says that the guy who invented it, he majored in chemistry. Young Sang Cho is the inventor of JDAM natural farming practices solely to invent a natural pesticide program. That is pretty freaking cool, dude. That is like literally the future. We need to do that. Okay, hold on a sec. Guys, this is literally the final call. We have like an 11-minute countdown timer right now. And boom, bang, bing. This is the final window. The window is closing. The octagon is leaving the launch pad, and and we're giving away the last of the Chad mode, man. Male or female vitality stack, chalk.com. Discount code 44life, and you get a $100 tub of Chad mode, which is freaking awesome. Another benefit too, by the way, to the Shilajit is that because it is a potentiator, it increases the potential of any other herb or superfood that's taken with it. So I do highly recommend getting the Shilajit into you. Of course, if you're getting the male and female stack, it is getting into you. But it is amazing how Shilajit has this effect where it makes your system get more potent benefits from other stuff. Shilajit potentiator. Let's see this. Hold on. Shilajit is widely recognized in natural health as a potentiator, a substance that increases the effectiveness and cellular absorption of other nutrients and supplements. This effect is primarily driven by its high concentration of fulvic acid. Fulvic acid acts as a natural delivery vehicle. It transports vitamins, minerals, and other active compounds directly into your cells, ensuring they are absorbed rather than lost during digestion. That's why when you take the male or female stack, you feel like $1 million. Really. Shilajit contains active molecules, dibenzo-alpha pyrones, that assist your mitochondria in producing adenosine triphosphate, ATP, which physically fuels cellular activity and optimizes how your body utilizes nutrients for energy. That is shocking, man. Supports testosterone, we know that. Yeah, that's freaking cool, man. That's cool, Dialed. Dude, imagine Dialed and Rules and Tools put their heads together, figured something crazy out. Like Dialed is dialed in these ways, Rules and Tools is dialed in those ways. We got a team here, man. And of course, also like Lou, Ev, Scott, Bruce, Joseph, all of you guys. Hold on a second. Will, I think Will probably might be still listening. The other thing I have to post about is that, so get this. So just to summarize, the EU now requires all newly registered cars to include driver-facing cameras that monitor eye movement, head position, and driver attention. Wait a minute. Holy shit. Do you understand? This isn't new vehicles. This is any newly registered vehicle. Hold on a second. That's a big difference, dude. How's the new EU camera driving law work? Is it a kit? Like, do they have to buy a thing? Yeah, that's what I mean. Far Northman, it's not like new vehicles will have this. It's like if you register your car, it has to have this thing. So I'm wondering if it's a kit. Legally requires all automakers to manufacture and sell newly registered. Oh, okay. Automakers are embedding a small built-in infrared camera aimed at the driver's face. Okay. So it's not retroactive. You do not need to buy a kit, modify your current vehicle, or worry about older cars. Okay. People should stop buying new cars, man. Imagine everyone just stops buying a new car if they can somehow do that. I don't think a lot of people buy new cars. How many people do you think buy a new car out of necessity versus out of they want a new car? I don't know. Is it 50-50? Is it less? Is it more? But if everyone just didn't buy a car for a bit, that would like send things into a tailspin, man. Google is prepping a new AI feature for their Pixel phones that is going to track and note take all of your conversations, and it's always listening, like AI note taker. This is getting a bit crazy, dude. This is getting a bit crazy, man. And anyone who says, "Hey Siri," I don't know what to say to them, man. All that is recorded. Anytime you use, I'm pretty sure every voice to text thing is recorded too, because there was a guy who, long story short, did something crazy, and they pulled up, and like 10 years before, they were pulling up voice to text stuff that he was saying, like his voice though, not what he wrote in the text. When he would click the button to voice to text, it had all that stored. So shit, eh? My Siri is dead. Shout out to Scott. Definitely do, Dialed. Guys, we got 6 minutes left on the deal to get the free $100 tub of Chad Mode. If you're on the fence or on the site, get your order placed ASAP, and boom, bang, bing, you get the $100 tub of Chad Mode. You got to get a male or female vitality stack subscription with the code 44life. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, and you get a $100 tub of Chad Mode automatically included in your order, which is freaking awesome. Ford sent me a recall on my 2016 F-150. They claim that the brakes can lock up unexpectedly, and I should bring it in for a software update. That's their opportunity to install more tracking. No way, Walt. So, Walt, what did you say to the guy? I think the native shampoo, body wash, deodorant stuff is toxic, Matthew. I'm pretty sure, but just look at the ingredients, but I'm pretty sure it's not ideal. Shout out to Tony Westbrook, man. Wow, look at that. Bruce Joseph. I'm not bringing it in. Shout out to Captain Walt, man. Good job. Of course, update my car. I don't know, man. Scientific research confirms that purified shilajit increases libido and reproductive organ drive. In Indian clinical trials, it boosts free testosterone, improves blood flow by enhancing nitric oxide, and lowers the stress hormone cortisol. That's right, man, 100%. Walt said, I've never heard of even one story of a sudden brake lockup in an F-150. Yeah, that is kind of... Let me check this out for a second, Walt. Do 2016 F-150s brakes lock up? It says, yes, 2016 Ford F-150s can experience brake lockups. This commonly happens due to seized calipers. Again, that's not an update. Improper brake pad installation, restricted or failing rubber brake hoses, or faulty ABS sensors. Okay, so the only thing that could be is maybe the ABS sensors could be the update of the thing, right? But what, let's say, percent are caused by the ABS sensors? Because if it's like 0.1%, then yes, they're trying to put tracking in your truck, Walt. Automotive technicians estimate that roughly 80% of all electronic ABS faults are caused by a faulty wheel speed sensor or its wiring. Okay. Well, find out. Well, maybe do some. We'll see what they might have something there, but well, the thing is, Matthew, you can't use Google now without. Can you turn off AI mode on Google? I wonder if you can, because otherwise you get the AI if you search something on Google, and then you're talking to basically ChatGPT at that point. Okay, hold on a second. Explosions heard in Bandar Abbas. Air defenses activated in southern Iran. Shit's getting bombed over there, man. Oh, yo, where's next time we get Herb on here? Let's find out if the airplane fuel storage volume conspiracy is true or not. Yeah, exactly. I know I know, EV. Don't even get me started on it. I know, Scott. You can't get your car certified or safety if it doesn't meet the emission standards requirements. I know it's a they. You see how they get everyone on a different angle, eh? And you had to pay. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we had to pay. We're always paying, man. So guys, this is literally the final Overton window. We got like 30 seconds left. We may extend the deal though if you're on the fence, if you're on the site, rather. It was so stupid. I had to go to the DMV for 3 months to get a sticker. Yeah, that is goofy. Do you know how many things would run more smoothly if the if there's like a million different agencies that if they were just not around anymore, things would run so much smoother and there'd be less bullshit, and we'd also save. We'd spend less money on shit we don't need, registrations and all that. Like I get why but I know it's not just about that. I get the cover story of why they do that stuff, but I know there's also another angle you could say. So listen, guys, thank you all for joining the live. If you're on the website, we will honor your freebie deal. If you place your order on the site with the code 44life, you are getting the Boom Bang Bing $100 tub of organic heirloom, organic blue spirulina, organic caffeine in the Chad mode. You'll freaking love it. Far North fan, I know, that's why I was intrigued by Walt's message. He said, I just thought of something. What if they start doing fake recalls under the guise of installing blank on all of our cars? We'll have to keep our heads on a swivel for that, a Far North fan. I think that's an interesting point. They probably could do that. But to have the guy, but the guy at the dealership would not know, because that cat would be out of the bag in 2 seconds. He would think he's updating the computer, not knowing that like something else is going on. You know what I mean? Anyways, guys, we'll see you on the next live. Much love, everyone. DM me on Instagram, send me stuff. I'll talk to you later. Keep your head on a swivel, all right? Much love, everyone.